How you doing, everybody? or nobody right now. Listen, I gotta go out and tell everybody about our live thing. I'll be right back. You can see me. Don't go anywhere. It's a little early. Normally, I have them a little later than this, but I got some stuff I got to do later. So hang on. I'll be back. I'll be back. Okay, where am I? Here we go. Be right there, guys. Okay, doke. Hey, 9/11. How you guys doing? Hi, Stuart. Hi, Benjamin. Hold on. I'm still putting out some notices. I'll be right back. Hang on a sec. Let's see. Where am I? Here we are. Hey, Killer. How you doing? You got a very surprising 37-degree Fahrenheit here in Winter Park, Florida this morning. Very unusual. Oh man, we brought in New York. And, it's funny. 9/11. Yesterday, we're up. north. It was about 28 degrees this morning and felt like about 23 degrees, I think. So New England's supposed to get cold when winter approaches, but not Florida. You guys are supposed to be warm all the time. But we had to bring in, my wife had some geraniums outside. So we were running around bringing all the flowers in and things that would freeze. So, guys, tomorrow they're going to have the announcement of who won the. Hang on a second. These things keep slipping down on me. I got to get my watch, my eyeglass holders on. So, who do you like to win? Or were there any watches that you saw that there was? I didn't see any that I could afford that I wanted, to put it that way. Hang on a second. Put my hat on, off. The top of my head will freeze now. There we go. Okay. What should we talk about today? We covered the weather. What else would be I know another thing too. I'm very optimistic about the fact that Breguet and their new tradition watches, some of them, not all of them, but some of them have gone back to the Navicron hairspring. In other words, one made out of transitional metal. So I think that's really great. Hey, Stuart, what was everybody's first watch? Oh, that's a good one. That's a great one. Stuart, what was yours, Stuart? What was your first watch? It's late at night there, isn't it, in Taiwan? Here it's not too late. That's one thing. By having a little earlier, the guys in Asia have not quite so late. A Times 1968, a Timex. That was probably my first watch too. Would be a Timex. Had a Timex. Yeah, I don't know the year, whether it was 68. It was before that. I won't say when, but it was before 68. Probably, I would say the early 60s, 1960, 61, 62, I had a Timex. My first, what I thought was a great watch at the time was I had the first Accutron when they first came out. And that was exciting. So that's sort of an interesting. How about the rest of you guys? What was your first watch? Hi, Junior. What was your first watch? 9/11 and Benjamin and Killer. Hi, Jose. Oh, Brazil. How are things in Brazil? First, I don't remember, but second is the Eterna Matic. Oh, wow. Now working like new. That reminds me, I've got a watch. I bought a watch and it wasn't working right. And so I sent it in to have it serviced. And this watch, I hope the service isn't going to be too bad. A Casio. Yeah, that would be like a what are those called? The Casio, the tough ones. Seiko Bullhead. Wow. Yeah, now those are an interesting one. Worked for over 20 years. Jeez. At about age 6, my mom bought me a $5 Timex with a very classic dial. I loved that watch until it died. You know, this was my experience with Timexes. They kept perfect time. I'd get one, they would keep perfect time, and then they would die when their time was up, they knew it, and boom, that was it. So I'd get a new one, and these were all wind up. I forgot when I got my first quartz watch. I got a quartz watch. In fact, I think one. Yeah, this is from. I think this is a quartz watch I have from the '80s, and I was going through one of my drawers and I found it. This is a Rado with a. I think it's a combined gold and titanium mix in it. But this one I think is from the '80s. So in my case, that would be one of the newer ones. First watch was Rolex Datejust 1974. Whoa. Yeah, I was in 1974. I couldn't even afford the time, let alone a watch like that. That's cool, though. You still have it, Junior? Hi, how's it going? Kevin, right? Dartmouth? Canadian Watch Monkey, how you doing? How about this cold weather? Jesus. How about it? Yeah. Yeah, the Twist-A-Flex bracelet. Right. Yeah. It was my favorite ad was they took a licking and kept on ticking. Yeah, roasting your chestnuts. Yeah, we have our house, I swear, it's cold all the time. And a heat pump in the summer, we can have the hottest day imaginable. It can be 110 degrees outside, and our house is cold on the inside. Or it can be 100 below zero, and it's still the same temperature. It's just sort of a cool more than cold. Downstairs, on the other hand, when that thing, I think that works on another system, and it's always warm or hot or whatever. Yeah, well, I tell you, yours lasted longer than mine's 9/11. Mine would last about a year and a half. Could have been a use the way it was used. That bang always going. 30 degrees in Florida. That's insane. Years and years ago, this is back in the 70s when I taught at the University of Florida. One day we actually had snow in Gainesville. And it wasn't a lot. It was just some little snowflakes, and everybody got excited. Oh boy, it's snow. Here it's different. It's not oh boy. It's oh God, the snow again. The snow's not so bad. The snow is pretty. What I don't like, and unfortunately it can be very pretty, are ice storms. Man, I'll tell you, Jesus, the ice storms last year were really bad. And but I got these. They look like golf shoes with the cleats. Like going through the ice. You have to wear those things. So yeah, boy, I tell you, they had we got an announcement that it is no longer summer. Yeah, go Gators. Yeah. You still have your mom's. It's another Turner from the 50s. Man, that's an old one. Some years ago, in fact, Jose, I think it's the last computer book, I think it was, that I published. They also published it in Portuguese for Brazilian, because I was also giving talks to groups in Brazil on certain computer stuff. I got to go to Brazil. I've never been to Brazil. I want to go visit that too. Hey, JGH, how you doing? Yeah, summer is coming strong in South Brazil. Yeah, they have. When we were in Argentina and Uruguay, and I think whatever it was summertime, and it was late summer or early summer, I forgot, but it was changing, and there it was changing to fall and winter in Argentina. Yeah, South Brazil is fascinating. I want to go. How you doing, Al? Can you do a show about pocket watches? Only in a funny way, okay? This one, the one I been working on, still working on. I have to cut down the stem and put the new crown on. But that is essentially, this is a 6498 clone. And but see, that's about all I know about pocket watches. I got a key wound pocket watch and I was working on it. Let me see if I got it here. And I was working on it. Here it is. And I was working on this. The idea was I was going to take this watch. It's got a beautiful porcelain dial on it and really good looking hands. And then you wind it up in the back with a key. And of course, I broke it. It was working fine when I got it. So, but once I got it, pocket watches are like wristwatches in the sense that they're pretty much the same mechanism. Wristwatches, the big difference are things like a tourbillon. Tourbillons really don't do much good on a wristwatch because on a wristwatch, your arm is going all kinds of different directions, whereas with a pocket watch, gravity is pulling it all down. And so that's why they put the tourbillon in there, so to move it around and wouldn't sort of be offset because of gravity pulling it in one direction. See if I got no, I don't have to put it back in the case. My own homemade tourbillon. Okay. I just picked up a vintage 73 Tudor Prince Oyster Date Jumbo and 3. Wow, that sounds like a good one. It is such an interesting watch where many parts are actually Rolex parts, including the case borrowed from the Milgauss. Wow, Canada, that sounds like a neat watch. Uh-oh. What happened to Botelero? Interlagos. Oh, an old Brigade pocket watch. Yeah. I'll tell you something. If you're interested in an old Brigade watch, especially one by Abraham Brigade, there was a book. Everybody, or not everybody, but most people know about George Daniels' book called Watchmaking. He did another book that was probably as important to F.P. Journe as any book on watchmaking, but it's called The Art of Breguet, and it has all of the watches that are still around, I guess, by Abraham Louis Breguet. And that's a very interesting book, especially for collectors. I would love to get my mitts on one of the ones originally by Abraham Breguet. I don't know what they cost or how available they are. Okay, JGH AliExpress has got a 11/11 sale today. I'm up for that. I haven't. I got so many ones that are only partially finished that I haven't broken, but haven't completed yet. That probably time to take a look at that. Oh, hey, I'll tell you something. If you're a watchmaker, and by watchmaking, I mean the kind of stuff like this. You go out, you get a case, you get a dial, you get movement, and you get the hands and a strap, and you put them together yourself. It's not rocket science, and there are a lot of really good tutorials on how to do it. But that's something I think is, and this is what I tried to do with a pocket watch movement with a key wound one. Wish I hadn't have broken it because it was really a nice one. So there's that's another thing you can do with it. But I'm going to go take a look at that 11/11 sale today. Yeah, the old railroad watches. Who is the company? Is it Bell and Ross that has the old Train Master and all of the different railroad watches? Or is it Ball? Maybe it's Ball I'm thinking about. Ball watches. Yeah, they have those are sort of cool. Um, yeah, yeah, I think you're right, JGH. It's Ball. It was one of those. I think some of those movements, the Hamiltons or whatever movements they're using, the thing about them is that they're really pretty good movements. And I think, what's his name? Oh, the guy in Pennsylvania who does watches. Anyway, a lot of his watches, I think he's using some old Hamiltons and stuff that he does that with. Okay, all right, Canadian watch my kids, we got it right. It is Ball. Hi, Eric. How you doing? Roland Murphy. Thank you, Eric. That's who I was thinking of. RGM watches. He uses those. Right. Okay. One thing, I tell you, this one, the one I made, keeps really good time. And if it gets off one way or the other, I'll just take the back off, get a toothpick, and regulate it. You don't like the titanium too. All of the cool names I like. Got a ball and build quality is very good, but not sure about the movement. The movements in the ball watches, along with Bell and Ross, that I mixed them up with, they're generally ETA and Sellita movements. There are 4 levels of Sellita, same ones that are used by ETA. They have the standard movement, then they have the Labouré, then they have top, and then they have what I'll call the COSC. These are the tip top. Um, I don't know. I the only ones I think that I have that aren't from Hong Kong are the actual genuine ones are Elaborate. And those are pretty good. I mean, they're just a second tier from the bottom. I've had pretty good luck with them anyway. And I think Ball uses them, and so does Bell and Ross. One of the things that Bell and Ross, I keep nagging about this, since Bell and Ross is owned by Chanel, I'm hoping that they have this brand new high horology watch factory in La Chaux-de-Fonds. Why they don't make some really good ones with that? I think maybe, see, one of the problems they get in, people get used to paying a certain amount for a watch. When Seiko decided we're going to go into high horology, the movement they made, I think it was called the L4 or L5, something like that. It was part of a series, and that was it. Well, it bombed, mainly because people were paying this and the new ones cost this. And so that was the origin of the Soprod A10. They figured, well, we'll see if we can get it into the Swiss market, and they went into the Soprod 18. Soprod 18 I like it a lot. Yeah, ETA 2836. I've been seeing that. A friend of mine was looking at a watch the other day, and we were trying to figure out the movement. It turned out to be 2836-2, and that was I. It's not one of the ones that is fully recognized, if you know what I mean. In other words, everybody is using it. But it's not. It is a pretty good one. I seen something on internet about a French watchmakers making gear trainless watch using some kind of bars to release the hairspring. Ooh, that sounds interesting. That sounds very interesting. Using some bars, sort of like a what that Tetra. Yeah, I'd like to find out more about that one too. These are, I think, you know, kinds of stuff. You know what I want to do? I still want to do it. We got to figure out how to do this. One of the things that is one of the most interesting and best things. And again, I know I've talked about this before, so you know you can start yawning now if you want. But is the what's it called? I forgot what it is. um the repertoire égalité. The repertoire égalité is this, the whole concept of constant force is sort of summarized in that. The problem is that they're super expensive, but that's also true with tourbillons. And since I found one, in fact, you can find some great tourbillons from China. Uh, like the one I bought was $100. You can get one that's in a watch that's fabulous looking by Peacock. Looks like a Grand Seiko kind of construction. Now, if you can do that with a tourbillon, why not with a remontoir égalité? That is. Hey, Kill, I found. Ooh, new old. Oh, a Zenith 135. Oh, that is it. That is very, very tempting, Killer. I don't blame you. Boy, I'd like to find one of those too that I could afford, or I could get away with. One of the two. Thoughts on Mont Blanc movements produced by Minerva. You know, Watch Monkey, I got all excited about that. And I and then somebody said, "What's so great about Minerva?" I don't know. I like the name, and it's one that's been around, and it's not an ETA or a Salida or one of the cheap movements, so it must be pretty good. I don't know, but that's a good question, Watch Monkey. That would be one I'd like to find out more about. It's I always assumed for a long time that if you got a Mont Blanc with a Minerva movement, you got a great watch. But then somebody said, "Why is Minerva so great?" Well, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things, but I think it's certainly worth looking into. I think that's true with any kind of thing. You say, "Oh, this is junk," and turns out to be not so junky, or "This is great." It's sort of like I tell you, one that people act like they've got some kind of really top-notch movement is um, La Juge Pereire. La Juge Pereire, owned by Citizen. They're taking iboshes from probably Salida would be my guess, and making watch movements. And so they're doing exactly what their predecessor, namely Jacques SA, was until Jean-Pierre Jacquet had to go to jail. So now they're La Juge Pereire. They may be even in the same building. They're still in La Juge de France. It's I don't know, so but it's worth finding out about. There's another one, oh, it's not Calypso. There's another one, oh, what's it called? It's down the street. It's also on La Chaux de Fonds. Um, I wanna call it Calypso, but it's not Calypso. It's another movement company, and I found them, they were the ones who did some kind of thing. And it may have been Mont Blanc, that they did something for them special. I forgot who it was, though. Do I watch my watch reviews? My fault. I can't remember. My God, they're almost 900 of the things. How do you expect me to remember them all? The Minerva chronograph movement is quite famous, attractive, and desirable. I've liked it for a long time. Okay, why? I shouldn't have asked that because I don't know the answer either. You could tell me anything and I'd believe it on that one. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can find. I Oh, I didn't. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I don't know. You guys get on the live ones. They come up with YouTube ads. Sorry about that. That's YouTube. YouTube doesn't charge us to use YouTube, so they have to pay for the. Sorry. I question why Mont Blanc only offers few of their watches with Minerva. They bought Minerva to offer something special, but most. Isn't Mont Blanc owned by Richemont? And didn't Richemont buy Minerva for them? And I don't think Mont Blanc bought them, but I think they were sort of like, okay, this is Richemont bought them and says, okay, you're going to belong to, this is for you. Something like that. Hang on a second. I'm going to check. What's the name of that? Come on, you guys. See, I think that I believe that Mont Blanc has some other movements in them that are really neat. I'm trying to read. This friend of mine has a Mont Blanc, and there's some of them have unusual movements. I think one of them may have a Jaeger-LeCoultre movement. All kinds of interesting things going on. Oh, okay, great. Oh, you're on your phone, killer. I'll make bigger for killer's phone. Okay. Hey, any predictions for tomorrow's uh, big show? Concepto. Okay. The name of the movement company is Concepto. It's not Calypso, it's Concepto. That's an interesting movement company because it's run by the son of Jean-Pierre Jacquet. And Concepto is in the same town. It's in La Chaux de France, but it's trying to think. There was a really interesting mechanism that they did for a watch company, and it surprised me. Hi Jeff, how you doing? I predict there'll never be a big show in Kansas City. Maybe not. Well, Kansas City's got this dynamite football team, so you guys have you get all you need. Yeah, that's the one I think I was thinking of. Watch Monkey was the Nicholas Rissu. Very interesting watch. That's one of the best buys around too. It's a really, I mean, for someone wanting to get a good watch, that would be one to get. Anyhow, well, listen, guys, I tell you, I better scram. I've got another appointment coming up that I got to go to. But uh, let me give you a challenge before. Hang on a second. See if you can do this. Um, I was having some fun with. See this part right here? Oh, wait a minute. I have to move it over a little. There we go. See this part right here? See if you can blow it up and read it. I had a lot of fun with that. Anyway, that was sort of fun. Okay, guys, listen. Today I know I had an unusual time, but I wanted to say hi to everybody, and as usual, forget a bunch of stuff. Sorry about the interrupting ads that they have. Anyway, guys, take care. And tomorrow, remember to tune in to especially those of you who have are in the, what's it called? The Grand Prix Picks contest. We'll find out who's going to win 2 more watches we're giving away. Hope you get one. Take care.